In our culture, we're way too quick to call something trauma.
Something that you don't always really think about. A lot of people are just trying to get through each day. You don't really think about how something that happened when you were 4 affects what you're doing now.
The majority of our foster kids have been traumatized, probably repeatedly, the older they get. On some level, they've all experienced some level of trauma. We train our foster parents on that because we want them to understand from a child's perspective what they are going through and why they may act the way they act.
For kids who've been traumatized, who've been victim of abuse or neglect, their brains just don't work the same. They've learned how to survive, so their brain is always in a state of survival. Well, those are the kids that will become agitated very quickly, will react in ways that you're like, what the hell, or will like flinch, or a lot of those kids get misdiagnosed as having like ADD or ADHD because they're always like moving around, always looking, having trouble focusing. But those are the kids that have had to learn that they need to be alert and aware of everything around them. Those kids need to be able to make quick decisions and keep themselves safe all the time.
Trauma is an experience that can have a physiological impact on a person because it's really creating a memory that people struggle to cope with. It can be child abuse or neglect. It can be the existence of domestic violence or alcoholism or mental health in the life of a child. It can be incarceration of a family member. Our environment can influence our development. The science is emerging every day. Learning about the development of the brain, learning about how early adversity affects somebody for lifelong impact. Our brains develop from the bottom to the top and the inside out. All of us when we're young will do better if we learn how to regulate ourselves. When we're in a place of regulation, it sets us up well to activate the cortex in our brain. When we can access the cortex, we can think in critical ways, we can problem solve, we can be more successful in school. Once we've found that regulation, what's just the right recipe for that person, then they're more able to talk about their past adversity and trauma and help move them towards healing. We use pretty creative things, pogo sticks, mini trampolines, of course things like clay and other artistic expression, things that are outside of the traditional box of therapeutic interventions, but which we believe are essential in order to help support people.
Not just Milwaukee, but Wisconsin is trying to be trauma-informed, so they're trying to incorporate trauma-informed practices into Child Protective Services, which is really cool.
A big driver of this emerging science is the ACE study, Adverse Childhood Experiences.
This tool seeks to understand how childhood trauma plays an effect on how adults make their decisions.
A number of adversities that happen within the household can have profound effect on a child throughout the life course. Effect on physical health, mental health challenges, of course, and even their life expectancy.
In utero, trauma can happen. If he didn't have us, he might be outside, he might be in a car. You can't hide things in this. You can't try to mask it or cover it up.